A very good day to you. I'm Hank Gross, MidHudsonNews.com. It's Monday, May 2nd. The news today brought to you by the Galleria at Crystal Run. An Orange County native and Marine veteran is believed to be the first American casualty of the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Authorities say 22-year-old Willie Joseph Cancel went to the war-torn country in March to fight alongside the Ukrainians in their battle against Russia, which invaded its neighbor. Cancel's believed to have graduated from Newburgh Free Academy. He leaves behind his wife, Brittany, and their 7-month-old son. Cancel most recently was a corrections officer in Tennessee. Orange County Executive Stephen Newhouse, himself a Naval Reserve officer, is on active duty in Europe and said he's saddened to learn of Cancel's death while, in his words, bravely fighting alongside Ukrainian forces in Ukraine. A Walden couple was sentenced in Sullivan County Court to 25 years to life in state prison for killing 2 men in Swan Lake in January 2021. 39-year-old Chastity Cutway and 33-year-old David Host each pled guilty in February, admitting they broke into the men's home and fatally stabbed Derek and Glenn Travis. When startup airline Norse applied to the U.S. Department of Transportation for permission to provide service to America, it specifically listed New York Stewart International Airport, Orlando, and Los Angeles as cities to be served from their hub in Oslo, Norway. Now, as the airline is about to begin U.S. service, it decided not to use Stewart, but rather its larger sister airport, JFK International. Orange County Chamber of Commerce President Heather Bell Meyer is disappointed with the airline's change of plans.
As one of the leaders of the Stewart Air Service Development Committee, this is disappointing, to say the least, considering that we are working tremendously hard as a coalition to improve the traffic in and out of Stewart and show the value of the airport and the surrounding area and all that it has to offer, both domestically and internationally. So to say that this is disappointing is an understatement.
Both Stewart and JFK are operated by the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey, and while JFK is much larger with significantly more flights, it is a congested facility. More news right after this.
Mother's Day is just around the corner, so remember to celebrate the special mom in your life. The Galleria at Crystal Run has hundreds of ideas for Mother's Day gift giving. Pandora, Macy's, DSW, Hallmark, Zales. Hey, you can even take mom out to dinner at Fuji, Allen's Mediterranean Grill, 110 Grill, or Peru Cuisine. You can also enter the Galleria Crystal Run's Mother's Day Look-alike contest. The Galleria at Crystal Run in Middletown, Orange County's premier shopping, dining, entertainment, and Mother's Day destination. So be sure to visit GalleriaCrystalRun.com for contest details.
Ulster County Executive Pat Ryan says he plans to sign legislation creating a county land bank. The county legislature approved the measure at the last meeting. Ryan says the land bank is part of a much broader effort to improve the availability of affordable housing.
We know 70-80% of people in our county are increasingly unable to afford to live here, working people, working families, including all our frontline healthcare workers. So we need a bunch of tools in the toolbox to build more housing for working people, for those that can't afford both purchasing homes and renting apartments. So the land bank is another great tool to be able to do that.
At present, the cities of Newburgh and Kingston and Sullivan County have established land banks, while the Dutchess County Poughkeepsie Land Bank is in the development process. An Amtrak train traveling from Chicago to New York City struck and killed a pedestrian who was trespassing on the tracks north of the Rhinecliff-Kingston station, a railroad spokesman told Mid-Hudson News. The incident occurred at about 4:40 yesterday afternoon. There were no injuries to passengers or crew on board Amtrak Train 48. The railroad is working with local law enforcement, including state police, to investigate the incident. The New York State Joint Commission on Public Ethics has finally responded to an ethics complaint against then-Governor Andrew Cuomo. The complaint was filed by Dutchess County Executive Mark Molinaro in 2018. Molinaro claimed the public officers law was violated when Cuomo permitted his top aide, Joseph Percoco, to use his executive chamber desk phone to make hundreds of calls over a 2-month period, despite being on leave from his job to serve as campaign manager for Cuomo in 2014. Molinaro's second claim against Cuomo was based on a political event that was held in a state office, namely Cuomo's New York City office, in April of 2018. A previous J. Cope opinion regarding such activities is clear that using state offices for political events is prohibited. J. Cope sent a letter to Molinaro on this past April 27th, acknowledging the receipt of the 2018 complaint and indicating the commission on February 15th voted against commencing an investigation and closed the case. A total of 60 firearms were turned in to law enforcement at a gun buyback event in Kingston over the weekend. It was the latest such event conducted by State Attorney General Letitia James along with Kingston Police and the Ulster County Sheriff's Office. I'm Hank Gross, MidHudsonNews.com. The news today brought to you by the Galleria at Crystal Run.